Yes, the Miami Hurricanes just walked all over the Gators, man. The Gators season, man. DJ Lagway he just let me down. I mean, I always get at least one down a year, one let down a year when I pick my quarterbacks. I really do. And looking at that game, man, I look, man, Miami, they just look, they came to play. Miami came to play, man. They did. They came to play. However, I did tell y'all about Carson Beck. I think that my preseason five, I think it was five quarterbacks I picked preseason. That would be first round picks based off of their size and their attributes and how they come out and play this year. And Miami and Carson Beck was one of those guys. He just was. I mean, it's hard for him not to be one of those guys. I mean, Carson Beck is a heck of a player, man. He's excellent at what he does. Um, Carson Beck, he came out and he had a great game. I thought Carson Beck played really well in this game. Even though he was 17 for 30, 160 yards, and he threw a pick. And you saying why how could you be excellent when you got those kind of stats? Because I don't think stats tell the whole story, right? When you needed him to step up, he stepped up. It was a wet game, kind of. I mean, if you're a Miami fan, you would even sit there and say that this wasn't even the best Miami you could have got. It just wasn't. I mean, like, and I'm not a Miami fan, and I could watch from the film of me watching Miami this year and watching that team, that was not Miami at its best. It just wasn't, y'all. I'm sorry to say that to get to the Florida fans out there. Y'all did not get the best Miami team. That just didn't. I mean, they hard nosed. They what they did and what they're really good at is in those trenches. They got really good in those trenches and they're healthy in those trenches right now. So they just said, look, we just going straight up muscle them. This is a sloppy, wet game. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play great defense. We're going to get after you guys in the run. We're going to try to shut the run down. We're going to put pressure on DJ Lagway, keep him contained. And that's exactly what Miami did in this game. They really just bullied Florida in this game, and it wasn't at their best. But Carson Beck made plays when he needed to make plays. He just did. He took care of the ball when in the way he needed to take care of it. That interception he threw is still on him a little bit. I seen it. But Mark Fletcher Jr. and Shamar Brown is just they people are going to talk about them being the best two-headed monster in this year. Comparing them to Junkins and Henderson from last year from Ohio State. You're going to hear that now. If you're going to hear that, I'm going to say it right now. Mark Fletcher Jr. and Shamar Brown are going to be looked at as being the best two-headed monster in college football. But Crystal Ball builds teams like this. He did that. You know, he does. You know, he's been doing it back in Oregon. He came down Miami at the UN, and he's doing it there. That's a great place to play. Speaking of being in the dome, speaking of being down there in Florida, who don't want to go to Florida? I mean, I get it. It's hard for some of the guys that grow up down there to play for Florida, but hey, that's where you need to. Hey, y'all need to just stay home, get to play. You familiar with the area, you know, and I get it. You know a lot of people, so trouble may come your way, but look, then a dome, so they can recruit from anywhere. You don't have to expose yourself to the weather. They probably could have closed the dome up, but I guess that's just, you know, some football fans want that, some don't, I guess. However it goes. But DJ Lagway he just didn't play well. He was 12 for 23, 61 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Carson Beck was 17 for 30, 160 yards. He threw a pick in the game. Mark Fletcher Jr. went crazy, 24 carries, 116 yards, one touchdown, had a long rush of 20 yards in the game. Shamar Brown had 18 carries, 80 yards, two touchdowns. They went off and they held to Florida as a team to only 80 rushing yards. Ball and Jackson, they just couldn't get off. Ball had 12 carries, 46 yards. He did have a touchdown, the only touchdown of the game. By the way, Jacoby Jackson just couldn't get nowhere. Oh yeah, shout out to Kamari Brown. Kamari Brown was the guy that got that picked off Carson Beck. By the way, read it good in coverage, and he definitely got it. So shout out to Kamari. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Kamari. got it, did his thing. And look, I just really like what they do, man. They spread the ball around pretty well. Carson Beck does. He just don't key on one player. He reads the entire field. And that's how you have a good game when you're 17 for 30, because you spread the ball around well, scans the field well, puts the ball, and he gives all his receivers equal opportunity to make plays, and that's great. When you got five guys, I mean, it's even better when you got more than five guys that touch the ball. But when you got five guys who are so consistent as Miami is, and these guys have been absolutely outstanding. Shamar Brown in the passing game, even using him out of the backfield, that's been great for him. Dual threat running back like that. So you think when he's in a game, they're probably, it just opens up the field so much more. I wish they would probably try to use Mark Fletcher a little bit more in the passing game. And the only reason why I say that, because you think, well, Mark Fletcher's in there, it's almost just like, all right, we're just going to run the ball. We're just going to bully you. You know, what Fletcher's in there, that's what they're trying to do. But when you see Shamar Brown, you probably think, okay, now you're guessing on your toes. Is it a draw? Is he going to play? Are you going to pass it out of the spread? You just don't know what's going to happen, because then you got Malachi Tony, got Lofton, Keelan Marion. He'll probably pop up in one of these games and have a breakout game. I'm waiting for him to have one. The transfer from BYU, CJ Daniels. I mean, these guys, Miami's just on a roll, man. I really like this team, man. They were my second. I did say that they were going to lose a game. I did, and it was I think it was Clemson. I believe it was. You just say that you was going to lose to Clemson, or no, Notre Dame. Sorry, Notre Dame. And that's the only one I really saw for them. Their path down defenders might be really well. But shout out to Florida's defense, because they did come to play. Score don't really tell the whole story of the game. They did come to play. They got up out there. The defense was moving around, swarming around. Like I said, Kermani McClain had a pick in the game. But Miami's defense, man. I mean, when you got those guys healthy, Ruben Bain leading that defensive line the way he does, man, it's gonna be hard to knock down to you, man. It just is. Let's just call it what it is. The great game. I love it, man. Football is here. College football is here. And I'll talk about some other games just real quick after I get done with these slides, and as I'm going through the slides real quick, right? Indiana